All right, we're going to do applications with systems of equations.
What are we doing?
And we're going to do them by graphing calculator. We're going to do some graphing calculator. Part 2. All right? Here we go. Let's get started. Section 3.4. All right, we just finished doing the graphing calculator ones. Now we're going to move on to the applications. These applications, you're going to always make sure you read the problem. It sounds really crazy that I would ask you to tell you to read the problem, but I'm going to have to tell you there are some people in this world that look at a word problem, they go, oh, I'm not doing that. And more than one person in my life has done that. So read the problem. Sometimes it's not as hard as you think it's going to be. You just need to read the problem. On these particular ones, you are going to find 2 equations for the given problem. They're going to have an x or a y or 2 different variables, just like we've been doing. And then you're going to solve those 2 equations using substitution or linear combination, which was the same thing as elimination, right?
I've already done the first
Don't
three.
forget that you're going to label your answers. All right?
What?
These are the type of problems you will see. You're going to find some sum and difference problems. These are actually in order, by the way. You'll have 2 of these problems, 2 of each one. You'll have 2 sum and difference problems. You'll have 2 traveling with current problems. You'll be doing 2 fundraisers, 2 landscapes, and 2 selling tickets. I will do one of each of those with you. We'll continue to have these throughout so that you can do these. So let's do the first one together.
I think I puked in my mouth.
We're going to do a sum and difference problem. If in math, what does the word difference mean?
It means you take something away from it.
That's right. It means you subtract. What about sum? All right. It says here the first, we're going to get 2 equations, remember? So let's read the whole thing first. The difference of 2 numbers is 1.
I got 6 and 7.
The sum is 11. Find the numbers. I want you to pick some variables for me.
Oh, not sorry.
I need 2 variables, please. I need 2 variables. X
5
and Y,
and
A
6.
and B, L and Q,
Oh,
N and S,
variables?
That means addition.
X and Y.
H and T.
X and Y.
X and Y. All right. So we're going to X. It says the difference of 2 numbers is 1. So difference means subtract. So if I do X minus Y, that is 1. That's the equation for that one. It says the sum of 2 numbers. This is 2 different numbers. We don't know what they are. That's why we call them X and Y. And the sum.
I got 5 and 6.
So what is the next equation going to be? The sum.
X plus Y equals 11.
The sum is going to be 11. So X plus Y equals 11. Are you guys with me so far?
Yes, ma'am.
I put them on top of each other like this. Why did I do that?
Do we have to do what we were doing?
Because we're going to do what we were doing earlier. Am I going to use substitution or am I going to use
It's so
elimination right here?
Elimination.
Why am I going to use elimination?
You got a negative and a positive.
Because my y's will cancel out. All right. So I'm going to have 2x equals how much? 12. X is going to be 6. Okay? Am I finished?
No.
Because it asks you what are the
Gotta
numbers.
get that 5.
We're going to plug it back into either one of these. It doesn't really matter which one you want.
The bottom one.
The top
Bottom
one.
one.
Top one.
I had more people say the bottom one.
Oh.
No,
Lenient.
6 plus
Yes, it's very
y
close.
equals 11. There's a couple things you can do here.
I
You
was
can say
thinking I
6
was
plus
sheltered,
what
so I
gives
was
you
gonna say
11?
that word.
Or subtract the 6 to the other side. Either way, you'll get y equals how much?
5.
All right, this is not an ordered pair.
I did that without.
This is not an ordered pair. They asked for 2 different numbers. We do not know if x comes first or y comes first because they're just asking for some 2 numbers that work.
We just leave all the
So we just leave off the numbers. Your 2 numbers are 5 and
Boom.
6
Not even
or
any problem.
6 and 5. The order will not matter. So we're going to move on from 8 to now. We're going to skip number 9. You're going to do that by yourself. We're just moving on to number 11. Traveling with a current.
Ew.
A current, we're not talking about an electrical shock. We're talking about going on down a river, okay?
I'm on with the current.
Traveling with the current, a boat went 13 kilometers per hour. Against the same current, it only went 1 kilometer per hour. Find the current and speed of the boat if there was no current. So let's think about this for a moment. If I am in a boat and I have my motor on and I'm going downstream, is it going to help? Is the current going to help me?
Help.
So I'm going to go faster, right? So if I have the river, is it river that says we're traveling with the current? So we have the boat. Come back.
No.
So we have the boat.
Hurry, Zach, please.
plus the current is going to be 13 kilometers per hour. Are you with me so far? The boat plus the current, because the current's pushing the boat, right? And that's what this first sentence was. Traveling with the current, the boat went 13 kilometers an hour. How are we going to go against the current? What are we going to write down there?
Minus C.
Yes, the boat minus the current is going to equal how much?
0.
1.
One.
1. Okay, all right.
I knew that.
Yeah.
You now have read the problem. You've made your 2 equations. We're now going to solve. Are we going to use substitution or elimination for this?
Elimination.
Elimination. It's beautiful to do that. Those cancel out. 2b equals 14.
6.
2B.
7.
Oh, wait.
Am I finished? We're going to use the top equation. I'm going to use Isaac's equation this time. Isaac, are we doing the top equation or the bottom equation?
We're doing the
Top
bottom.
equation.
Top
We're doing
equation.
the
All
bottom
right.
one.
Are you
So we got 7 plus the current equals 13.
You can beat me for it. I don't care.
6.
So the current is 6. Now, I told you the last step was make sure you have labels on this. You can't just say 7 kilometers per hour and 6 kilometers per hour because we need to know which one goes with the boat and which one goes with the current. So you're going to have to write a little bit extra here. I know some of you hate writing.
But would
Or we can just say B.
yeah,
we say 7 boat.
Can we I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to say boat. Which is it? What boat's what?
I'm going to do B.
7.
7
Yeah.
kilometers per hour. You could say the boat went 7 kilometers per hour.
Or
you could say boat 7 kilometers per hour. Then we're gonna what's the next one gonna be?
Current.
Current.
Kilometers more.
kilometers.
Heaven above.
I'm just going to write B and C.
You could have flipped these around and wrote the current first and the boat second. It doesn't matter, but the boat has to go with 7 and the current has to go with the 6. And you need to put your kilometers per hour. Okay? All right.
Well, that was a big pain in the rear.
So far,
Pretty much.
these shouldn't. I'm getting the impression we're not like going, what? I don't get this. So far,
Just
you know,
annoying.
No, we get it.
Good.
We just don't like it.
I know. You don't have to like it. That's the greatest thing on earth. You don't have to like it. No one's going to hair you if you don't like it.
It took me
You just
seconds
have
to
to.
get the B plus C and the B minus
I like
C.
Right.
Other
Now that
than
you've seen it.
It's the equation for
Imagine
after
that if you don't like it.
This one's going to get a little longer. Stick with me. We're going to work on this together. Are you ready?
No.
Yeah.
Gabriella and Castile.
It's Gabrielle.
Yeah, it's-
Gabriella and Castile
Have you
are
ever
selling
watched-
wrapping paper for a school fundraiser. Customers buy rolls of plain wrapping paper
Can buy
and
rolls.
can buy rolls of plain wrapping paper and rolls of shiny wrapping paper. Gabriella sold 3 rolls of plain wrapping paper
It does
and
too.
7 rolls of shiny wrapping paper for a total of $137. Castile sold 1 roll of plain wrapping paper and 7 rolls of shiny wrapping paper for a total of $125. Find the cost of 1 roll of plain wrapping paper and 1 roll of shiny wrapping paper.
Inhale, exhale.
Let's take a break,
Yeah,
take a
this is
breath.
so simple.
We need 2 variables. Is it for Gabrielle and Castile or
Yeah.
for plain and shiny?
It's plain and shiny.
How do you know?
Because they're people and we're trying to figure out the thing.
Because
not
the
person.
like the items don't change price. It's the people, so it's like the amount doesn't matter.
Okay, I heard
So-
the item doesn't change price, the people do. That's
No, that's not what she said. She said, however she said it, that's not what she meant. I don't remember exactly. But
I probably messed it up, but you know what I meant. So carry
the
on.
question asked about not Gabriella and Castile. It asked about plain wrapping paper and shiny paper. I'm going to make my variables be P for plain. I never ever pick an S for any of my variables unless I absolutely have to because it looks like a 5. And I'm a little sloppy at times when I write and I don't want to
Yeah.
know. I'm going to do an H since it's the next letter. Okay? That's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a P for plain wrapping paper and an H for the shiny wrapping paper. Are you with? And sometimes I like to even write what I write them for so I don't get them messed up, but you don't have to. I'm doing a P for plain
Jesus, take the wheel.
and I'm doing an H for the shiny.
Okay.
Age for shiny.
Okay? Now, the first one just gives us information of why we're even doing this problem. The next one is an equation. No, it's not. It's just more
It looks
information.
Like Sninny.
The third one. Oh,
Yeah.
you're such.
Fix your writing.
Wow, she's still.
Here we go. The third one is actually helps us with an equation. Gabriella sold 3 rolls of plain wrapping paper and 7 rolls of shiny paper for $137.
Oh, it would be 3C plus 7H equals 137.
Maybe.
I agree.
Yes.
Because, let me explain why. If we just took the 3 times the plain, it's 3 times the cost of the plain paper, and we're looking for the cost of the plain paper. So if you bought 1 roll and it was $2, if you bought 3 rolls, you'd multiply it together to meet your total plains. Plus your total of your shinies is 137. What's our next equation? Well, I'll wait, because I want to help you guys
One
catch
second,
up.
I was writing in correct equation. I would just know the like overall average of like per roll. If I did it that way.
P plus 7H equals 125.
Of plain and 7 of the shiny, and it was 125. Do you guys want to use substitution or elimination? What are you
Multiply
eliminating?
the bottom equation by negative.
So that we can eliminate the h's?
Correct.
Okay. You could have solved for the p and substituted in
I
also.
could have, but that's
No,
not
I'm just letting you know your options. That's what I picked to do.
So we multiply everything by -1. Is that how this works?
That's correct. So I just put negatives in front of everything. And that goes away. 2p equals
12.
I got 17.
I got p equals 6 right now.
I got P equals 6 and H equals 17.
Okay.
I'm not there.
And that's expensive.
I agree.
The 6 isn't, but the other
$6 for a roll of wrapping paper for me would be expensive.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
You can buy me some with
Go to
that.
the dollar store and just.
Yeah.
Sorry,
This could be really high quality though, and really a lot or
You
something.
can gold, I'm telling you.
All right, and it's a
Or, yeah, or a
fundraiser
large
too.
quantity of it.
Did you guys plug it into the top equation or the bottom equation when you were done? Top.
I-
3p
I got it
and
right.
7h. So 3 times 6, which is 12, plus 7h equals 137. $125.
Yeah, that's
I just.
What now?
Wait,
Does
what?
7 go into 125?
Where'd you do 7 from?
Wait, did you do the bottom equation?
I did the top
17
equation.
bucks
How did you
for a
get 12?
thing of
Oh, it's
wrapping paper?
18. It's 18, isn't it? Thank
Get
you.
myself a meal at Chick-fil-A with that. Like 3 meals.
17.
So this is not 125.
I'm 17.
What is it?
H equals 17.
Yes.
I ate pecan.
What is 137 minus 18?
Gummy bear.
Minus 18.
It's,
119.
119.
I already got my problem worked out.
And 119 divided by 7?
17.
Okay, so remember, we just can't do 6 and 17 and be done. Because we got to answer the question.
Amen.
So it's $6 per roll of plain and $7 per roll of
Yes.
shiny?
15.
So we got, I do it like this. Plain,
Uh-huh.
$6.
Cheesecake.
And
That's good.
shiny. All right, so we got $6 for the plain and $17 for the shiny. Let's go on to the next kind. The next kind is landscaping. All right.
Oh.
Carlos and Wilbur eat. This is shorter, as you notice. It's number 17. Carlos and Wilbur each improved their yard by planting rose bushes and ivy. Planting what?
Rose bushes and ivy.
They bought their supplies at the same store. Carl spent $10 on 1 rose bush and 4 ivies. Wilbur spent $16 on 4 rose bushes and 4 ivies. What is the cost for 1 rose bush and 1 ivy?
It's the same thing.
It's the same kind. What kind of variables are we going here?
R plus 4I.
Just a second. R for roses, is that correct? R for roses. I'm writing them down just so we can keep it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's the next thing? I'm going to counsel you on your eyes. Make them cursive eyes. Make them, because an eye will look like a 1.
So $2. See, that's a good price right there.
All right, so we got roses and ivy. I'm suggesting that you make it a cursive eye. All right, Carlos. Let's do Carlos's equation first because it's first in line. That's the only reason I picked it.
Well, help me.
What's the equation for that?
Something,
1
something.
R
Uh-huh.
plus 4 I. I'm using a P for this.
Oh.
A P for what?
Pots. Yeah.
Okay.
P. Okay.
And so what's the equals how much? Equals how much?
Did they both spend, where'd you get that?
What's our next equation?
4R plus 4I equals 16.
Oh, shoot.
Maybe.
I'm gonna multiply
I agree
the
with
top one
that.
by a negative, so that
I
way.
just did that.
Do you want to use elimination?
Yeah.
You want to multiply the top by negative, I heard? Is that true what everybody else wants? Okay.
I want pizza.
Amen.
That means my 4 i's are going to cancel, and the 3r equals 6. R equals,
I actually want a bird.
2.
I got that. Now we know how much roses cost, and we're looking for the ivy. What are we going to do to find that?
Plug it in.
Top or bottom?
Top.
Before the negative or after the negative?
Top is negative.
Before the negative, right?
I want to do it before the negative. You can do
Oh,
it
you
after
can
the
go
negative,
before
but
the negative.
I prefer the one before. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 plus 4i equals 10. Move that 2 over.
I got a problem right.
4i equals
2 bucks.
8, and I equals
I got that before I even did the problem.
2.
Oh,
Okay,
I did 2 comma. I'm writing this order correct.
so remember, we can't just write 2 comma 2. In this case, we need to put
No dollars.
some labels on it. So, what's the R and 2 here?
Plural.
Plural.
You get S on
I got $2 for y'all.
I did 2. So how do I write my answer?
it.
No, it's $2. $2
I
for what?
just
Say
put
dollars.
I just put rows equals,
But how would
and then
you
I put a
use
dollar
this?
sign and
I think I did something I did as well.
dot 00.
Wait, do I have to put the 2 zeros?
2
No,
dot 00.
you could if you wanted to, Heidi, but I didn't. I just did
I
that.
did.
It means the same. That means the
No,
same.
it
Yes.
doesn't.
Yes, it
No,
does.
it doesn't.
All right, so we got $2 for roses and $2 for ivy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We're gonna do selling tickets now. Selling tickets. These all have very much similarities here. The school that Jasmine goes to is selling tickets to the annual talent show. On the first day, ticket sales, the school sold 3 adult tickets and 2 student tickets for a total of $53.
$53.
The school took
I better be playing a
the took in $42 on the second day by selling 2 adult tickets and 2 student tickets. What are the price of 1 adult and 1 student ticket? All right, so our variables are going to be for what?
Adult and student.
I don't like to use S for students.
I would use K for kids.
That's what I did. Oh, you're so good. That's what I
Wait,
did.
why don't you like this?
Because I did these problems already, so making sure. All right, so I use A for adult
Why don't you like to use this?
because it looks like a 5, and I'm look at my writing. It's a little sloppy, and I don't want to. So I'm going to use K for students, for kids.
I would win that.
I'm gonna
challenge,
use
yeah.
S.
You do.
I'd go up there and say hi, and I'd.
Because, Brett, you have really good handwriting, so you're not going to make a mistake like
My
that.
talent,
So,
saying
Yes.
hi.
all right.
This water bottle's still not falling.
So my first equation was the first day. On the first day, it says we had 3 adults, 2 students for $53. So what's our equation?
Lollipop.
3A
2K
plus 2K plus 53.
I like that.
I'm eating peanut butter.
And the second day,
2A plus 2K equals 42.
all right, we're using substitution or elimination.
The bottom equation, please.
You want to make the bottom negative?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
What now? Oh, that's A.
All right.
Wait, negative. Wait.
I got adults for $11. Is that what you guys got?
I got 11.
Yes.
And then plug it back in. You want to plug it the top, bottom?
Top.
Top before it was negative.
Oh, you made,
It was
okay.
never negative, so
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that.
that was the bottom.
Let's go.
Oh, you said top.
I'm doing the negative.
I don't-
I'm doing the negative. I'm doing the bottom before.
The bottom before it was negative?
That's what I'm doing.
That's what I would do too.
That was Brett did? All right, so 2 times A is 22 plus 2K. Ooh, okay, it's terrible. Equals 42. Bring that over
We
there.
got
That's
adult equals 11 and kid equals 10.
Got bonus?
Student doesn't necessarily mean kid though.
You're right. But compared to an adult, it's a kid.
I was 7 because they didn't believe that I was under 13. So
I could see how that could happen. It's okay.
I could still get a kid ticket. You probably
Still
should.
look like.
All right. So remember, we just can't write 11 and 10 and be done.
yes, we can.
11
Okay.
We shouldn't,
Yeah.
but we can.
I
But we
put
can also stop
adult-
talking.
equals 11 and I put kid equals 10.
So you got adult,
I did adult and student.
but just not 11. It's got to be 11 something. Dollars. And kids, which is, I'm not going to write kids because I actually said students.
You
I
can still
did,
say it
but
like
kids
that.
is
You
that
just gotta
okay?
put the S on it in dollars.
Probably.
That's not how we talk.
All right. It's probably going to be, yeah. All right. You're depending on. I'm not going to be really picky on it, but you might realize that your college professor might. So you might want to make sure it's students.
Yeah.
But if you're the one grading this one, so you know what I'm saying.
I got an A.
There you go.
All right. This is what we did in this lesson.
I hate English.
This is what we did in this lesson. We did applications. That means the word problems. We did 5 different kinds. I did one of each of them with you and left one of each of them left for you to do with examples of how you do each one, all right? And then we did graphing calculator,
Oh, yeah.
part 2.
Yes, we did.
This better
We're
be easier.
finished?